you know, I don't know what the vibes are with that. But I'm so excited. Go Toronto. Sorry if you're a Dodger fan watching this. B3. Okay. So... Okay. So we take it. And the best move here is g6 and bishop g7, for the record. Because the bishop operates really, really well. We got b3 to happen. But the Envy Gambit on my channel, shout out to Envy, is d6 e5, trying to give this pawn. And then rapid development, bishop c5. Actually, interesting question. Should I go knight c6, just take that resource away? Probably not. So bishop c5 here. This is awesome. Gambit Glass is on, baby. They tried to play like this little b3 move in the London. It's not good. It's not good. I'll talk a little bit more about this opening after. So let's just castle here. So they're struggling to defend f2. We got a really quick castle before they got like almost anything developed. So now, ooh, we've got options. We've got options, baby. The rook can come here or here. I don't want to let you escape so easily. So rook d8, knight e2. So like knight e2 is their next move, right? Knight e2 and castles. How can I play such that knight e2 and castles are not their next moves? That's kind of the question right now. Is this annoying? Or do you just kind of deflect him? Knight c6, knight e2, take, check, and then follow it with some knight e4. Okay, let's go knight c6 here. Okay, they take that. That makes sense. Here, I was kind of looking at this. I guess just h3, right? This is annoying if you're black. If you're white, rather. Here, so let's start him off with a rook d8. Start him off with a rook d8. As much as I wanted to use the other rook. But this is nice because I am trying to run this bishop out of squares. For example, queen c2, bishop f5, and now I have b5 to follow. Running you out of squares. So then you can't go bishop d3 because bishop f5, that's a problem. Here, yeah, this is really beautiful with tempo on the queen. And you should be, yeah. Not too many more options for you. Not too many more squares for you, Mr. Bishop. Yeah, we took advantage of that poor development. I mean, knight e2 was very logical. I guess it took away the last squares. Like, knight f3 invites some hits here. But I guess you have to play like that. Knight f3, just shield with bishop e2. Maybe I pile onto that bishop, though, and don't let you castle. Interesting, but really tough to defend. I think my opponent really tried. But alas, and GG. The Envy Gambit. This is so brutal. So, here. This is the best way to play against the London. The absolute best way to play against the London. And the Gambit Glasses claim another victim. So, c5, what's the one weak... Like, the London structure, we know it's super duper 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 solid, right? What's the one weakness of it? The one weakness of it is you played bishop f4, so b2 is hanging. So, look at this position, literally b2 is hanging. Let's go after it. So, c5, and after e3 to fortify the structure, queen b6, right? Now, the most common move here is knight c3. I'll talk about some other options, actually, at the end of this. But so b3 played in the game here. C d4. Queen d4, not a good move. I mean, it's playable, but queen d4, we play knight c6 here. And they don't get their London structure. They never got a pawn here. A takes b6 actually super helpful for us opening this rook. e5 is an option. But the biggest threat here is just putting the bishop on g7, which creates havoc here. But we can also just take the whole center. Really nice endgame. In the game here, pawn takes d4. And a good move here, but just like for the record, good move here. So you play g6 first, but just g6 if you don't want to play a gambit. You know, white's still struggling to get the structure they wanted. This pawn should be here. That's a pawn chain. Otherwise, c3 is kind of weak here, right? b3 is not what you wanted. You wanted them on dark squares. So this is not ideal for white. But in the game, d6. So this is the Envy Gambit, and really, really fun. Shout out to Miss Envy for putting me onto this, but c3, e5. I think she made it up. I think she made it up. So I've played this. Have I played this before? Yeah. Look at that. What a record we've got here in this position. We've got a lot of victims. We've got a lot of victims here. D6, we got an exclam for it, and e5. Really nice gambit. I'll state for the record, it's minus 0.3. It's minus 0.3 already. Takes. And here already, minus 0.5. I was playing e5 actually no matter what they did. So if they played knight f3, I was still going to go e5. And it's just really fun stuff. Like, we bring the bishop right to c5. I've got a video breaking down all the theory here, 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 here. You can't possibly go wrong with this. Like, it's literally just bring the pieces to good squares, and your opponent will, like, probably have problems as a result. So, anyway, c3, like, is consistent with what London players do, but I'm playing e5, and there's no pawn to defend there anyway. They try to make use of the fortification there here with bishop to d4. We simply just castle. Bishop to c4, maybe not the best. Maybe, yeah, you should have started by shielding here. Bishop to c4, maybe a little ambitious. And we play here the best move, which is knight c6. Knight c6, just really simple stuff. Like, really simple stuff. I'm playing bishop c5, knight c6, castles, gambit class is on. We sacrifice a pawn for rapid development and attacking possibilities. They take on c5, queen takes c5, and yeah, here, this is already lost. This is literally -3. I recommended here knight f3 in the game, but you're losing after everything. So bishop g4, for example, and rook d8, literally just simple stuff, improving your pieces. All the moves were good, for the record. All the moves were good. And the engine's recommending, if you're white here, actually to just literally lose a knight, better than just playing pawn takes f3 and allowing, also losing a knight. So, yeah, rough stuff all the way around. My opponent plays knight to e2, and we find the nice move rook to d8, b5, and then rook to d8 was also fine, but just rook to d8, bishop f5, b5, trapping the bishop, and resigns. But yeah, good development, always going to get him. What white should do here, and Eric Rosen recommends knight a3 on his channel, and it's very similar because it's going to be a transposition. But so this line, after knight d5, there's a ton of theory, and GMs draw, often by just going rook b1, rook a1. Here, so knight d5, very, very common move in this position, but knight b5, yeah, nice move, giving the pawn, encasing the queen, right? So the queen's kind of encased here, defended, and threatening knight c7 as a fork. We play the London Crusher 9000 on my channel. C takes d4 here, giving the rook, and playing e5 here with bishop to b4 check, and this position's actually already winning for black here with d3 check, winning the bishop from that route, which is kind of crazy stuff. But yeah, C takes, what I like about the London Crusher 9000, yes, there's a lot of theory that you could learn to knock him out, but it's also really simple because you're just trying to play C takes d4, and then against almost anything, you're just going e5, bishop to b4 check, and getting that poor king that's actually really exposed from this diagonal with the pieces that otherwise would shield checks being out here, fishing for rooks. So that's a fun line, so Rosen recommends knight a3 on the channel. It's just so that if black plays something else, then there's like knight c4 as an option, so it's just like forcing this line. My top recommendation for white is knight c3 and knight ge2, which is actually white giving a pawn in this line. It's actually white sacrificing a pawn a little bit, kind of some weird sort of development, but you know, you defend everything in that position. And yeah, interesting stuff. But yeah, go kill those London players, guys. Go kill those London players. All right, next game.
William Grave, the Gambit man, takes his seat at the board. e4, e5, knight f3, bishop c5. The Bushgas Gambit on the board. On with the Gambit classes. Hero pod unlocked.